Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Fight Insight Podcast.
Timmy fixes judging. Mike, here's my fix, and then I want your comment. After every event, the judges must avail themselves for media questions.
I love it.
That's it.
Right. I think that there has to be some sort of accountability.
Yeah.
Right. I think that, I am certain. I can't think of the exact scorecard off the top of my head, but there were several in the last 5 years where everything looked like the judge just mixed the 10 and the 9 up.
Right. Yeah.
Like, it was literally just a matter of they forgot the fighter's name and they put the 9 where it should have been a 10 and they flip-flopped them, and then the fight was decided. Maybe not decided. There was a split decision or something that was there because of that. And I think that they cannot remain anonymous and just be these ghosts that are allowed to do whatever they want, and they walk and they go home and then they play golf. No, they should be held accountable. There needs to be a more transparency in our scoring system. It's a huge issue. I can't think of the last fight card that didn't have some type of a controversy.
Yep. Yeah. So, but here's the thing. So we've had Judge Mike Bell on the podcast, who was fantastic. Yeah. And he told us some of the things I learned, that the judges sit at different spots around the cage. They all don't sit together. They don't converse during the fight. So again, I'm just recapping this for people that haven't seen that podcast episode, but go watch it because he talks about some great stuff. They sit on different angles, so they're seeing the fight from different angles. He did say that most judges do train either in jiu-jitsu or MMA. So a lot of them, opposed to popular belief, they do train. They do know what the hell they're talking about and looking at. However, as much as we know their names, and there's actually websites that you can go on that can show you judges' scorecards throughout history, if the judges at the end of the event are mandated to go to that press conference and just sit there for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever the time zone is you want, and allow the media to ask questions, that's all I need in life. And I feel like judging will be fixed, because either the judges will now say, shit, I'm going to have to be accountable when I give this 10-9 to Aljo instead of Cejudo in the 5th round, where we all know Cejudo won. I'm going to have to be I'm going to be questioned on that. So I better fucking know why I'm doing that. I feel like that's going to improve the scoring there. Or people will begin to understand judging more, and they will go, oh, he explained he gave it to Aljo because of XYZ.
Sure. I think that
either way, we come together and we figure shit out.
As athletes, we have to know what we're being scored on, and we have to know what the measure of success is. I mean, if we were playing basketball and there were different pointers all over the court, 3-pointer, 5-pointer, 10-pointer, and you didn't know where they were, at the end of the game, you shot more baskets, but you lost the game because they were valued higher than yours. You'd be furious. I mean, that wouldn't be a real sport. And so we are in this weird realm of, this is a combat fight sport, but it's still a sport, right? We have to understand that there are scoring systems and rules to follow, and strategy and good coaching and proper use of that scoring system is hugely important. And right now it's just so blind. I mean, we're lost on how we are winning fights or losing fights, and that's terrifying. And it's really hard to make it. With boxing, it's so simple because you have one element. You have strikes.
Right.
You have just hand strikes. Right. And so it's pretty easy to quantify that. But if I've got a referee who is a lifetime grappler and a referee that's a lifetime kickboxer, well, maybe one's going to skew the grappling exchange that's heavier than the other. And so I'm a grappler. If I take you down and hold you down for 5 minutes or for 3 minutes, I'm going to value that higher than you getting 2 good strikes on me.
Right.
But
Yeah.
a striker's going to say, well, those strikes did damage and the grappling did no damage. So, but if we don't know, there's just so many inconsistencies, and we're dealing with guys' lives and careers on the line based off of a very objective stance. It's very difficult.
Very subjective stance.
Subjective, yes.
Subjective. Yeah. Now, I do want to say, so look, I fixed it. Okay.
Done.
Timmy, the Fight Insight podcast, we have fixed MMA judging. It's done. Implement this tomorrow and you will see results that day. Like,
I'm calling Dana right now.
Do you mind? Because he has blocked me on Instagram. So just let him know.